two Indiana basketball targets will represent USA men's basketball in the U17 national team at the 2024 FIBA U17 Men's World Cup. Jaylen Harelson, the number 14th ranked national prospect, and five-star center Chris Cernak Jr., the number 15th national prospect, were selected Wednesday on the 12-man USA squad following 5 days of training camp out in Colorado Springs. That's just another way of improving the play of these guys when you are able to go up against that kind of talent, Todd.
Oh, incredible. Like playing against the Charlie Hughes tournament's fun. I like the way they take the break from AAU during the summer season, and those guys go play high school basketball with their teams for a whole month of June. That's cool, and the Charlie Hughes tournament's awesome. All of that's great. But there's no denying the talent level is not as high as it is when you play in AAU tournaments. And then when you go to the USA basketball level, you're talking a whole nother step up. And so these guys are the elite of the elite. And when you can go impress those guys against the best players in the country, obviously your rating is just going to increase, and your play is going to get better. When you play with better players, I think this is something that's always been talked about by coaches, but when you play better talent, you tend to play better. And when you play worse talent, a lot of times guys tend to not play as well. And so those USA basketball deals are big time, and those guys' stock just jumped through the roof.
Specifically talking about Jaylen Harelson, who is some people list him as a small forward, which at 6'7", I get that, but he plays a lot of point guard, doesn't he?
Yeah, I mean, in today's world, how many times are we going to see Malik Renew bring the ball up the floor this year for Indiana? But he's not a point guard, and he's not
he's not going to run the offense, so really.
Yeah, but that's just so. What's running the offense in today's basketball world? I mean, you're the guy with the ball in your hands, so.
Yeah,
that's why a lot of people call Trey Galloway the point guard. Yeah, they call Trey Galloway point guard. I mean, he's not a point guard. It just has the ball in his hands coming off that ball screen. When you have the ball in your hands a lot, people consider you more of a guard situation. I think more offenses are run now with point forwards, for lack of a better term, or three guards but yeah. They're going to list him at that, especially in the high school age because of his height. But, he's most likely a 2-3, not a 3-4.
And later on in the summer, we've got the EYBL and 3SSB championships coming up.
Not too much later on, about a week and a half away.
Oh, that's true. I was thinking later in the daggone month. No, EYB or the 3SSB is like July 9th down in Rock Hill,
it's
South
right
Carolina.
After the 4th of July. It's that next week, right after the 4th of July. All those, all of the big AAU tournaments, for those that don't know, are all the tournaments lead up to what happens in the second, third week of July. And those are the national championships all across the country for all of the shoe deals and all of the other different tournaments throughout the season, so or different levels of leagues. So July's a big month for AAU, especially those first 3 weeks.
And we look forward to following Indiana Elite as they're undefeated heading into that tournament when they get to Rock Hill. And let's see, Jaylen Harelson's squad has not had as much of I mean, they haven't had a disappointing season, but it's not been what Indiana Elite has done. And Indiana Elite is one of the favorites to win. So that's going to be interesting to follow to see how that goes, both coming up shortly and soon. Did you play in those?
They didn't have them quite to the extent of what they are now. Like, we played in what was considered the national championship. Like, we actually played in San Antonio against Shaq in what would have been considered in today's world. They didn't have the shoe deals, so there was no split off between Nike and Adidas and Under Armour and all those. So, it was one big kind of grouped tournament, and you had to qualify for it in order to get into it. It was a little different played, so that was fun. Hey,
that's always fun. Beat him all the way through college as well. Not a lot of people can say that. As a matter of fact, very few people can probably say that. The Toddfather, the shot father, Todd Leary with us right now here on Indiana Sports Beat Radio. Hello, everybody. Jim Coyle with Indiana Sports Beat Radio, and thank you for enjoying our content and videos. And make sure you hit that subscribe and notifications toggle so you don't miss out on anything, whether it's Indiana Hoosiers, the Boilers, the Colts, the Pacers, Indiana high school action, whatever's happening in sports. We're trying to bring it all to you, and make sure you don't miss out on a thing. Again, hit the subscribe button for us. Helps us out a ton. We appreciate each and every one of you. Thank you so much.